privilege to be together again at the Dream and Destiny series of presentation. Well, the human being has in the blood, in the construction, in the genes, the desire to be useful, the desire to bring a contribution, to play a role, the desire to be in God's plan in this huge connection of events and things and situations where you play a role and you want to play successfully and you want to leave a legacy after you and you want to build up the happiness and the welfare of many together with your own life. So your question today sounds like this. How can we look upon the unfolding of history, past and contemporary? Do we have a place in this history? Especially now we're living in very troubled times. It's not surprising at all, because the Word of God said the last days will be difficult days, difficult times. And you are asking me that the unfolding history, both past and present and contemporary, it's for you an opportunity to ask, well, I see it, I know I learned that the history, I see how things unfold. Do I have a place in all this? Do all these events that take place in the world have any connection with me, you are asking? Am I supposed to play a role in this? Well, I have very good news. It was a useless person was never born. God never gave life to anybody to be a useless person. Yes, I can make my life a useful life or a useless life by choice, but not by destiny. The destiny that God marked for me, the same as he marked for Joseph, the same as he marked for you, is very clear, defined in his eyes. We are not doing the same kind of job, we don't have the same kind of calling, but we have the same caller, the same one who called us. Well, in Genesis chapter 41, verse 1, it says just a fact that seems to have no connection with the life of Joseph that was in prison, or with the life of other people that were there, or with the life of his family back in the country of Canaan. But nothing happens in the world that doesn't have a connection with you. Everything that happens has a contribution to your understanding. I read the other day that one of the most miserable words used today is the word self-taught. Who can be self-taught but God? Whatever we learn or study or are taught, these things have been produced by generations and generations before us. Nobody is an island. So in this situation, like Pharaoh having those two famous dreams, seemed to have no connection with the life of Joseph, but in the eyes of God, they were fully connected. Sometimes when we hear about an event here or there, we say, it has no connection with my life. Yes, it has. It has. And you should be an active participant, even where you cannot physically interact. Yes, you can vertically interact with an event taking place in different parts of the world, or with something you hear about. And then the Pharaoh said the two dreams about the 7 cows and about the 7 ear of corn. He told the two dreams. I had 2 dreams last night. It's so strange. And he was so troubled in the morning. He called all wise people around, everybody that could interpret his dreams. Nobody has any explanation for that. But all of a sudden, that silence in that area produced a strong voice in the conscience of the cupbearer. That man remembered Joseph. Oh, no, he said, now I see what a sin I committed. I forgot of that young man in the prison. He told me 2 years ago that I will be set free, that I will be restored with Pharaoh. And he told me to mention to you, Pharaoh, about his life, but I completely forgot. Oh, wow, wow. And then Pharaoh said, very interesting. So somebody interpreted your dream perfectly. Yes, he said that interpretations belong to God. Pharaoh said, call him in. And the Bible said that Joseph shaved himself. He was a Hebrew, having beard all the time, but now he was in Egypt and he adapted himself right away. He changed his raiment and clothing and everything and came with the Pharaoh. That's chapter 41, and that's verse 14. And when he came, the very first words that were heard were words of appreciation about his past experience with the cupbearer. And they said, I heard that you can understand a dream to interpret it, said Pharaoh. Beloved, I come back telling you that is the delight of my soul, and I pray that will ever increase, and that will be the delight of your soul, to direct people's mind and understanding to our God for everything in our lives. The Bible said, either you drink or eat or work, whatever you do, do everything to the glory of God. I heard that you are a great interpreter, said Pharaoh. And then listen to Joseph's answer, to the answer of a man whose heart was full with the presence of God. Joseph answered to Pharaoh, it is not in me, Pharaoh, O king. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. I heard somewhere that ministry or evangelism or the work of God is bringing a person into a personal connection with Christ and then stepping aside. This is what Joseph was doing. Pharaoh said, you are a special man. He said, no, God is special. I don't want to connect you with me. I want to connect you with God and leave you in dialogue with God, in whom I don't know if you believe or not, but you will be exposed to his presence in his miraculous works. And Pharaoh shared the dreams with Joseph. Joseph listened to them. It became transparent. The meaning of the dream became transparent to him, and he gave an unimaginable explanation. We're here now because of this situation in the world with COVID-19 and because of the political moves everywhere. We hear all kinds of theories in the world. I hear all kinds of sermons. And I just asked the other day somebody who recommended me a sermon, and let's listen it together. We listened to that sermon, and at the end of the sermon, I asked this person, what is your feeling now? How do you feel? She told me, I feel depressed. I said, yes, this sermon was meant for you to depress you. That was, but not Joseph. Joseph presented that depressing situation accompanied by a solution. And he came in front of Pharaoh and said, yeah, this is the situation. It will be 7 years of prosperity. Then it's going to be 7 years of disaster. The whole region, all the countries around are going to be exposed to death by famine. This is the truth, but here is the solution. You should look for a man of God that will organize the whole country to save 20% of all corn everywhere in the country for 7 years of prosperity. Then 7 years of distress will come and the country will survive with this. Everybody they were astonished. They could not believe in what kind of clear terms he spoke with the authority of the word of God in his life. And for that, the dream was doubled, that's verse 32, was doubled unto Pharaoh. Then Joseph said, it is because things are established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. It's absolutely determined in the plan of God. And the Bible said that everybody in that place, they were so impressed and so pleased with that kind of presentation. The presence of God was there, not just the technical or philosophical stuff. Pray that wherever you will be, to glorify God, to whatever you do, make your journey a continuing hymn of praise addressed to God. Now may God bless you.